felt like, everybody has a time, and he felt like this might be the right time for him and for Florida State. Just how have these conversations gone?
Well, I can tell you, the respect I have for him and the relationship we've built since I've been here has just been amazing. And just to continue to have those conversations between the two of us, long-term plans for the program, long-term plans for the university, where do I fit in, where is the program heading, have been going on. And it would like they are with all of our sports. I mean, it's nothing that, y'all know I don't do with all my sports, but just continuous that conversation of where we're heading, what's best for you, what's best for us. And, the respect I have for him and what he's meant to this university and what he's meant to this program, but more importantly, what he's meant to the countless number of student athletes that have come through here is just truly remarkable. Because, and what he's meant to the game of basketball is, you go through his history and the respect that the game of basketball has for him is truly special. So, we're going to look forward. We're going to move the program forward. Try to do it as quickly as can, no promises, but, we're just looking to move the program forward.
Does the announcement with 4 to 5 weeks left in the season benefit you guys in the sense of getting in the job market and working forward?
It does, because you look at things timeline-wise, you look at where the portal comes open at the conclusion of the season, and the portal really comes open during the tournament in basketball. So, looking at that, and we have an obligation to these young men to know what the future is going to be holding for the program and the university. So that did play a key role.
It's only been 24 hours, but can you characterize the interest you've already gathered?
It's an attractive job, and it's an attractive job because of Leonard Hamilton. And they know that the program's in a good place. They know that it's supported. They know that we care about this sport here. We want to be successful, but I will go back that any coach that's interested in this position is interested in it because of him and 23 years, and they know they're going to inherit something that's in a good spot. And they also know that, as he mentioned, I've talked to him about assisting on the transition. I want him to be a part of this. I want him to always feel welcomed at this university and this basketball program, and that's part of it moving forward.
What does the current landscape of college basketball demand from a coach that might be different than 5 or even 10 years ago?
Well, that's an important question because you had to see where the house settled. You had to see where basketball is heading and where collegiate athletics is heading for the future. And I think now you have a good feel of what that's going to be in the future, and you can look at your programs, all your programs moving forward, and put plans together long term to make sure they're having success.
What are your top priorities for a candidate?
That's great. Winning, doing it the right way, graduating your student athletes, being in the community, and try, how can you mirror that guy? You can't. But can we get someone of high character? And I think if you go back through my hiring history, looking at people of high character that's going to really take care of the student athlete, really understand the education part. I mean, it's Leonard Hamilton is what we try to hire. That's going to care about the current student athlete, that's going to look out for them off the field, off the court, more than they do on, and really understand 18 to 23-year-olds in impressionable years. And someone's going to pour into them to make them better people. And that's really what we're looking for, is also looking on the court. What do you do on the court? It's a holistic view. It's not just winning at all costs. We're here to educate young men and women. So what are we doing to make sure that we're getting the best candidate that's going to complete that mission?
Is this a decision that you and Coach had talked about before recent days, or was this something that came up, really just in the last few weeks?
We've been ongoing discussions for years. As you look through the program and look at the history and where we're heading as a program, very great, open conversations, and I'll say I do that with all my coaches. We're always looking at the end of the year, okay, what are we doing, what do we got to do to succeed, what do we got to do future, and try to look 2, 3, 4 years down the road. So I'd say it's been an ongoing discussion between he and I, and he felt the time was right with the program heading into a new era, and we're looking to now make that change.
And is it viable in this landscape to field a top 10 football team and a top 10 basketball team?
I think it is. You look at the landscape. Well, you're going to have the cap, and everything's going to be kind of on an even playing field. And I think it's very possible to field not only those two, but other sports. You look at how successful we are in soccer and softball, and what Link's doing in baseball, what Brooke Niles is doing in I mean, you go down the list across all of our sports, what Trey's doing in golf, what Amy's doing in golf. That's the Florida State way. And we take a lot of pride in having success across the board and having that holistic approach. So we're looking to continue that, and how do we position ourselves to make sure that, one, we're doing the best by the student athlete, but we're giving them those resources and opportunities to compete at the highest levels. And all of our sports, we will compete at the highest level.
From a budget standpoint, it's going to probably cost a lot more money for a new head coach, for more assistants, infrastructure, like you said, revenue sharing, NIL.
Yeah.
NIL could be front loaded. There's a lot of things that are just percolating that's going to cost a lot. I mean, can you articulate how much of an investment that is for Florida State?
Well, something we're going through and analyzing, but you also want to invest in your future. And that's something that I take a lot of pride in. And you look at the facilities we're building, you look at what we're doing as an athletic department, is really investing into the future of Florida State, not looking at it next year, not looking at it in that short term of the portal, but what are we doing to make sure that FSU basketball, FSU everything is relevant, not only now, but into the future, and that's something that we have a game plan for.
We haven't talked to you since ESPN opted into the ACC deal extended to 2036. Do you have
I haven't been on camera since then.
Well, not since last week. Do you have a statement about that? Does that
No.
change anything with the lawsuit? Does that, affect the program at all?
Can't comment on that right now.
And a follow-up to what Bob just said, obviously in looking for another coach, how much value do you put on someone that has experience with these budget caps, but you've also made hires outside of that to kind of maybe alleviate the stress of learning that new system? How important is that for you guys?
No, it's important. Bringing in someone that's familiar with Florida State is a possibility, or bringing in someone outside. It's more about finding the right fit for us and the culture that we've developed here amongst the athletic department, amongst the university, that's going to go out in the community, and that's more important than anything else, is finding that right fit to come in that understands what we're trying to get accomplished holistically, not just individually.
Is it feasible to, you said, going through the process as quickly as possible, but sitting head coaches already have, they have
Correct.
seasons to play, so how do you handle that?
It's feasible, but it's just having conversations. And there's been many searches I've done that you've delayed it times, knowing who the target is, and there's some that you've been able to move quicker. But it's just having a game plan moving forward, of having that direct communication and understanding. I mean, we'll take baseball for example. Waiting for that to happen, but me, I'm old school. I never spoke to Link until he was finished, and really didn't speak to him until about 24 hours after he was finished, because it's tough walking off the field at Omaha. It'll be tough walking off the field and off the court in an NCAA tournament game before I can have a real conversation, because I respect the job they have to do in leading those young men or women or whatever sport it is during that time frame. And so you got to respect that. And I'm old school in that way, that I respect they have a job to do. They have a program to lead at that time. But as soon as it's over, I would like to have a quick conversation with them. So it depends on who we're targeting and where they are in the process.
Last thing I wanted to ask is do you anticipate to be a challenge, the fact that there is uncertainty about Florida State's future, which conference it's going to be in, and what the future looks like, or what answers do you give if that does come up?
I can tell you right now, the people that reached out, it's still Florida State, and it's still Florida State Seminoles. It's one of the top brands in the country. You know me, I'll argue in the world. If you're in Paris and you see that logo, you know who you're talking about. But no, it's the interest because of because of the tradition of Florida State and those that came before us that established that brand, people want to be a part of. And you look at it, there's so many instances you can be a part of a brand like this, have that holistic approach that we have and win across the board, and be a top 25 public institution in America. I mean, and get to live in beautiful Tallahassee. I mean, we have everything going for us the right way. So therefore, there is a lot of interest in this position, and we'll have our conversations. We'll be very diligent about it, and we will get a great candidate with this program forward.
Speaking of kind of that holistic view and really what this city has to offer, you know, you've got the new College of Business going up,
Yeah.
just down.
It's a lot of
down
cranes
the
on
street.
campus right
yeah.
now.
And it's candidly, I've been in Tallahassee most of my life, 35 years. It's been a while since this area had kind of a facelift. Is there an opportunity there to sell to some potential candidates around maybe like an arena district or something like that, you know, potentially some updates to the practice facility or anything like that?
You see a lot of growth, and I credit President McCullough and his vision for this campus moving forward. You see everything. I mean, you look at College Town, just keeps expanding into bleeding in. You see Legacy Hall going across the street. So you see the growth of Tallahassee. I give our community leaders also a tip of the hat for them growing and seeing what they can do as far as community and investing in the infrastructure of Tallahassee, but also what we're doing as a university, and we're mirroring each other. So there is a lot of opportunities here, and people see the growth, they see the opportunity to come here, and you know, we're always looking to invest, we're always looking to make things better and provide winning edge resources to our program. So I would imagine things are coming down the pipe. I got a couple other facilities I'm working on right now, but if you know me very well, in my mind, those are already built, and I'm already planning others. I'm really excited about some of the things we're looking at doing in the future.
Let's do one more and call